Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome. So, Sagittarius, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to start with the spiritual general messages, and then I'm going to go into the you versus them love reading. I'm time stamping this May because that's when I'm recording it, but my readings are actually timeless. So, just whenever you find this, that's when you're meant to hear it. And let's get into it. Sagittarius, you're up a little bit earlier in the month than I expected you to be, but I really felt called to do your reading. I'm kind of going in a different order this month, but I always try to mix it up, okay? But I just felt like an insistency to tell you to take a breather. Take a breather. Who-saw, chill out, come back to center, because I feel a ton of tension, a ton of things pulling you in a lot of different directions, a sense of urgency almost, even if there isn't any urgency, which is called anxiety, right? I heard anxiety producing energy. So you could be feeling this. I actually feel tension in my third eye, in my head space, and interestingly enough, my forehead feels warm, which is weird. So you may be feeling that energy come through. And what's interesting is I did Taurus's reading just a few days ago to kick off May, which I usually don't do their reading first either, but I felt called to do theirs. And same type of vibe. So you may be connecting with Taurus or have Taurus somewhere in your chart. If so, check out that reading. But let's get into it and see. Sagittarius, you have the card of Virgo here. You could be dealing with a Virgo or have Virgo in your chart, and or it's just the influencing vibes, which is interesting, right? Because to me, this is like a very methodical, discerning, dutiful, responsible energy. But see, on the flip side of that, it does talk about nervousness, anxiety, critical energy, or being criticized or criticizing self, okay? Being too self-critical. And to me, it carries a little bit of a tense vibe with it when you're overdoing it, when you're over pushing it. Well, I heard when you're overperforming or, you know, taking yourself to the limit, Sagittarius. And I hear a song coming through. Take it to the limit one more time. Okay, so let's see what else we get out for you. The Seven of Pentacles. Oops, I skipped over the Osho Zen. Let me get a few of these first. So it's funny, I'm talking about like this very dutiful, responsible energy. And to me, this is the card of responsibility. But it's also about investing your time and energy wisely and having patience and being patient. It just may feel hard to keep your calm right now. There's a lot of influencing energies I feel around you, Sagittarius. So this could be in the form of other people or work or things that are making demands on you that seem tiring or unreasonable, or maybe you're the one that is making demands and being tiring and unreasonable. So, you know, mirror, mirror. Sometimes it's not other people, it's us, right? That's causing our own pain, and others are reflecting it back to us. So keep that in mind, right? Because I feel like, you know, life is tricky like that. Sometimes it feels like, gosh, why are all these people being critical or difficult? And unless you're a very self-aware person, you may never put it together that you yourself are being that way to others and or to yourself. Maybe you are criticizing yourself, and then because you're in that vibration and other people always mirror what you've got going on with inside of you, you're attracting that out of other people or circumstances like that. So just be aware. The greatest thing about being self-aware is that if the problem begins inside of you, then that means the solution is inside of you as well, which gives you a sense of complete control, doesn't it? Once you understand, like, hey, my day is going bad because of the way that I'm vibrating, and I'm in charge of my vibration, aka my mood, my thoughts, and my emotions. And so if I can find a way to step away when I'm feeling irritated, or look to something positive when I'm feeling a lot of negative energy, then I have complete control over how the rest of my day goes, right? How the rest of my life goes, to be honest with you. And that's funny because the Taurus reading was all about emotional control, and that's really what you're searching for. You think that you want to be able to control others or maybe control the world, but really what you're looking for is a sense of controlling oneself. Because if you can always control your mood, if you can be in a good mood no matter what anybody else has got going on, what else would you need, right? Like, we think we need things outside of us to satisfy that emotional need, but you are the decider of your emotions. And it doesn't have to be based on conditions. It could just be based on the fact that you choose to feel good, and therefore you do. You know, Jesus understood this as well. He was a great spiritual teacher of law of attraction. Most people don't realize that, but he was. So receptivity, the creator, and aloneness is your Osho Zen cards. Now, the creator came out in the reverse. I feel like I have to stop for a second. Hold on. I feel like I'm pushing the energy out, you know, as opposed to like letting it flow. And it feels so uncomfortable to me that I'm actually getting like flush in my face. I don't know if you can see, like, my face is like literally turning red. So Sagittarius, breathe, chill. I'm not even going to go further into this reading until we all like have a namaste moment, or until at least I'm able to get into the flow of this message, because it's difficult. And I feel like some of you, this is how you're feeling. Like, you feel like you're having to push through the day, or push through this experience, and push through this moment. Do you feel how bad that feels inside of your physical apparatus? Can you not feel the tension there that's letting you know, Sagittarius, that you're going about this the wrong way? You're thinking about this the wrong way? If you ever want to know if how you're handling something or thinking about something is your path of least resistance, ask yourself, how does it feel? If it feels tense and stressful, that is not your path of least resistance. However you're approaching a situation or thinking about a situation is not the path of least resistance. Because if it was the path of least resistance, you would feel good about it. You would feel good. You would feel good, things would flow, the tension would cease. So it's like, back away from whatever this is that has you feeling like you're on the pressure cooker, because it's not that the situation is wrong necessarily, but your approaches or the way that you're perceiving it is, okay? And 9 times out of 10, it is our perception, and our perception alone, that causes our suffering. So there seems to be some sort of mishap here. Now, I feel like this card is exactly what I wanted to do. You can see this person is in receptive mode. They got their hands up. What's the quickest way to get into a receptive mode? Do you know? I'm going to tell you what works for me. Giving it all up. I'm not talking about what you want and your desires and all that. I'm talking about giving up the need to wrestle it to the ground in my mind. I give up. That's what I will say to myself. If I've got a problem going on or something that's very tense and stressful, and it's getting to the point that it's making me physically uncomfortable, I would just say in my mind, I release it to the universe. I release it to the universe. Nothing I want to do, can do, will do about it in this moment in time. In this moment in time, I want to give it up. I want to give it up. I want to stop stressing this. You know, that's why they say give your problems to God. I call God source, but you can call it whatever you want. That's the point. The point is to not give up what you desire, but to give up the troublesome, worrisome, stressful energy that prevents you from manifesting and realizing the desire. Because some of you are creating your own misery over here when you could be creating your own flow. Some of you just need a breather. It ain't that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that is going to wreck your world. You just need a bit of alone time, a bit of a breather, some time to be by yourself, to be patient with yourself, to step back and watch things work themselves out. Doesn't everything work itself out once you stop pushing it? You know? Oh my goodness, wow. Of course, look at the cards that came out after that. The 5 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. This is what I feel. Sagittarius, this is a sense of depletion. But the good news is it's also a state of surrender. Sometimes life pushes us to the limit until we have to surrender. Until we have to say, fine, it is what it is, I give up. And then in that moment, you allow yourself enough release of resistance that what you want becomes. Most people don't get what they want until they finally give up the struggle around it. I know that made sense to you. 5 of Swords. This is like a sense of feeling like, I've got to get this done. Or, without me, this would crumble. I've got to do this, this, and this. It's like taking on responsibility, but in the wrong ways, you know? It's like, I've got to do this because you other idiots cannot do it. I'm not saying you're saying any of that, but that's what that card reminds me of, you know? So it's got tension to those words, right? It's got a condescending tone to those words. Now, I feel this could be coming from you, but it also could be coming from somebody you're dealing with, right? If you're dealing with somebody who's just absolutely atrocious, emotionally exhausting, you're best to just, if you can, if you're able to, remove yourself physically from that situation. If you have to be around this person, okay? Or say you love this person and you live with this person, but sometimes they just really piss you off. That's all right. Don't we all piss each other off all the time? I mean, you're not innocent to that either. Can you not go off into your own space, into your own head, into your own wherever, and chill out and calm down and remember that you're loved and you're loved and you're loving? And then when you're in that better space, can you not readdress the situation from that vantage point? Don't try to hammer it out when you've got nothing to give, is the point that I'm getting to. So let's see what else, Sagittarius. The 2 of Cups. How did I know? 4 of Wands. Justice. So there is balance coming to this situation here, coming to this energy. Some of you, you know, the cause of your depletion may or may not be in regards to another person. Some of you, this is just you putting too much on your plate, but be careful you don't take that out on another person, right? But I do feel that there is a special union here. There is friendship. There is support, or like a very supportive energy coming through, a very significant connection or soulmate connection. And it's bringing a peace or balance to your life. Like, it's so nice to have others. Even though other people can be the source of our pain, they can also be the source of our comfort, right? And so it's so nice to have, you know, a good friend to talk to. Why did I hear the AT&T commercial? Or to call, or your mother, or, you know, a partner, whatever. But I do feel like there is a significant connection showing up that will be supportive to you, that will bring you back to home base, I guess, bring you back to balance here. So let's see what else. And of course, we'll do the love reading here in a minute. Doing it all for your love. Doing it all for love. That song in my head. By Zendaya. Doing it all for your love. King of Pentacles, the Star, the Ace of Swords. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Damn it. Sorry, hold on a second. Okay. I'm trying to think of how I want to put this, given that it's a general reading, but for some reason I want to read this as if I'm reading for like a personal person out there, because it feels very specific. So I want you to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. There is a very positive, influential connection here that can bring your life balance, that brings you healing, that gives you that sense of peace of mind, right? But there's also this other sneaky little energy over here, and I actually wanted to call them a Did you hear that? If you didn't hear it, a sneaky little mother goose. I can't tell if this is the same person. I hope to God not. But you got some rank ass energy, and I know this is a spiritual reading, and like I told you, I'm just gonna be blunt with you, and you can appreciate that. That is lying. That is, there's one of two things going on. You've either got somebody, okay, I'm gonna tell you the obvious one. Either somebody's lying about talking to somebody else, okay? Or you've got somebody here that is secretly trying to communicate or maybe just stalk, I don't know, what you've got going on. And I don't trust this person. I don't think they have good motives. It's just showing up with the Three of Cups, which is a third party. So I feel like this is a third party, third person here. Oh, this is what's making my head hot. And I'm just trying to debate whether I should even clarify this. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't know what the cards are saying. I'm just trying to figure out if this is worth continuing or to go deeper into, because I do feel that there's an awareness around this. And I don't want to further like add stress, or maybe this is what's adding stress to you, okay? Maybe there is like something going on here where there's a suspicion or something being kept hidden. Oh my gosh. Is Sagittarius aware of this or not? Or maybe you feel it intuitively. If there's not an awareness around this, in due time, in divine timing, you will be made aware. Nothing goes on in the dark without being brought to the light. Nothing. I could get so specific. Let me tell you this. If I was doing a private reading, here's what I would say. I would say that you've got a person here or a partner that is on the low communicating with somebody. Doesn't mean it's cheating, but it's talking on the low while they're at work. And it's innocent, or they may try to pose it as innocent. It's a friend, but it's reoccurring. Okay, so again, I don't ever get that specific in my readings because this is for a lot of people. But I want to tell you, if that hits you in the right spot and you are like, I know it, or you already have an awareness, then that is for you. For the rest of you, discard it if that did not resonate. What I could also interpret this as is that somebody's just not being very truthful here, whether it's you or another person, about your feelings. And you need to work on that. You need to work on being more honest, more open with the communication, especially if this is with somebody that's very important to you. I do feel an opportunity, though, for the truth to come forward, for healing to come forward, and this will balance the scales and actually balance out the karma around your energy, Sagittarius, as well as whoever's involved. Ooh, wow. This is the most, no wonder. Let's see what the guidance cards have to say then. And then we're going to go to the love reading, which I'm fascinated on what that's going to pull out at this point. You have card number 2. That which is like unto itself is drawn. Everything that you perceive is vibration, and the life you are living is your vibrational interpretation. The powerful law of attraction is at the root of everything you experience, and the never-changing, always accurate premise of this law is that which is like unto itself is drawn. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process of the essence of that subject into your life experience. Once you have activated a thought vibration within yourself, by giving attention to the subject, the progression of the expansion occurs immediately. That of which is like unto itself is drawn. I love that quote. That was also something that Jesus said. So anyways, all right, let's go into the love reading and see what else we have coming through. Because this should be very interesting. Stay right there. I'll be back in just a second. Welcome back. All right, now we're going to go into the you versus them love reading, Sagittarius, and see what other messages we have coming through. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Also, this could be, yes, about an intimate partner or an ex, but it could also be about a family member, a friend, a coworker, you name it. Take it as it resonates. So you have the card of change, and this person has the card of nothingness. And the very first impression I got from this card combination is if nothing changes, nothing changes. I feel so much tension in my head right now, guys. Sorry. If that made sense to you, great. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. So we want to make that statement, right? And in my mind, I think most people, when they hear that statement, they automatically think of the other person that they're dealing with. Like, yeah, that person doesn't change, therefore nothing changes. And it's like, that's not the change I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about the change you have control over, which is what have you changed in yourself to change the energy in that situation. Because oftentimes we're looking for other people to change a behavior or an action or something for us to feel better. But the only way to actually get sustainable, substantial change is to change first the way we feel, and that new vibration will attract a different response out of the person. So you're right, nothing changes if nothing changes. But I'm talking about your internal state. If you continually come at the same problem with the same solutions that you know already don't work or do not serve you, you cannot expect to receive a different outcome, Sagittarius. And this also goes for your cross-watcher, because your cross-watcher might be looking for change within you and expecting you to be different so they could feel better. And it's like, no. That applies to you as well. What are you going to do different so that you feel better? So there is a misunderstanding going on as well within the energy or within the connection. And I feel like I'm burning up. Guys, I'm healthy as a horse right now. No, I do not have a fever. I don't know if I have some Sagittarius, I have a fever. But I just feel like, it's not like my whole body feels hot. Just like right here. And my ears. I bet my ears are red. Are my ears red? Anyways. Let's get into it and see. We're going to look at the recent past, how you both think and feel, and what's up next. Recent past. Whoa. Oh my gosh. There's that Three of Cups. That came out in the spiritual reading. If you didn't watch that part of the reading, this is a good time to start watching that part because there was a lot in that reading. Okay, so recent past, Three of Cups. No way! The Seven of Swords. I shuffled these, right? You guys watched me shuffle these. Sorry. If you didn't watch a spiritual reading, go back and watch it. These two cards is what ended the spiritual reading and just about ended me. And now here they are at the very beginning. What is this? The cards I ended the last reading is what began this one. And I know that I shuffled these more than once. Two of Wands, Six of Swords. Some of you are trying to get past a deception from the past. You know, but you keep looking at it. You keep looking at it. You keep looking at it. And therefore, you keep re-inviting it into your mind, re-inviting it into your energy, re-inviting it into your heart, which is making it hard for you to get past it. You can't get past the past and talk about the past at the same time. Ooh, that was a good one. Say that 3 times fast. You can't get past the past and talk about the past at the same time. You can't do it. So, what is this about, Sagittarius? Something that was not right, not fair, could have been involving another person. Yeah, hard to let go, hard to put down, hard to move past, hard to move on. And yet that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do because it creates tension. It creates tension. And your overall card was the card of change. So I actually feel like you are in that space of like, yeah, the change does begin with me and I'm going to make some changes. Or at least that's what Spirit's guidance is right now. So let's see this person's recent past. Queen of Pentacles. The Wheel. The Fool. And the Two of Wands. So there is, oh my goodness. There's exhaustion here. This person has been resistant to change or see things, you know, another's way or your way in the past. There was a divine lesson in that for the both of you. As far as misunderstandings go, I feel like this person is in this space where they want a chance or they're going into this second chance type of vibe where they are wanting to move out of that energy. I also get like looking at options or looking at their options. And this could be to deal with the relationship, but it could also be to deal with like travel, work, you know, where they see themselves in 10 years, things of that nature. So let's see how you both perceive each other in the now. How does Sagittarius see this person in the now energy? How do they perceive them? Justice. The Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Wands in the reverse. And the King of Wands. So, Sagittarius, I feel like when it comes to how you see this person, there is, this is a side note. All of a sudden, I feel like I'm getting so much calmer now. Now that I'm moving away from the spiritual part of the reading. So there is a calmness entering into the situation, like things calming down, you calming down, regardless if it was about this person or not. You know, you may have a tendency to take your stress out on each other or on this person. Don't we all at some point? But anyways, I feel a calming effect coming through. So how you see this person, I feel like you want to keep things balanced. You know, a lot of you have invested your time and energy. It's somebody that you feel like you can let your guard down with and that motivates you, Sagittarius. So I feel this is to be a very positive influence, depending on how you see it, actually. It feels like it's depending on how this person acts, but it's more so depending on how you act. What a weird message. I get that it does take a lot of patience, though, or this connection is requiring a lot of patience. Let's see how they see you. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Four of Wands, Five of Swords. That's what my head feels like right now. Can you see that guy? He's like, oh, what did I get myself into here? Could literally be what they're thinking. There you are. So maybe this person does think like, oh my goodness, at times they think, what have I gotten myself into here? And yet they can't walk away. You know, there's too much connection. There's too much vitality. They have too much fun with you or something like that. They can't get you out of their mind. That's not always in a positive way, but sometimes it is. If you have walked away from this person, they still get in their head about that. They still let that affect them in a negative way. But they may be trying to have fun anyways, or try to bring themselves out of that mood. Maybe spending a lot of time with friends as well. Even if you haven't had an ending or walked away from this person, I feel like they're trying to distract themselves so that they don't stress. Let's see what's going on in the heart space. How does Sagittarius feel about this person? That was the Devil right there. The Death and Rebirth card, the Six of Wands. The World. You have some pretty major energy here. I think you just, oh my goodness, you need a breather. We need a breather. Maybe I just need a breather. I don't know. I do have Sagittarius in my chart, in my Venus in particular. But where are you getting over focused at? Over fixated, over obsessing. Some of you are obsessed about overcoming the sadness or overcoming something that you've gone through, but to prove a point. There's nobody to prove points to except yourself. Although others will train us in that way, won't they? I definitely get a sense that somebody's trying to prove a point here, whether you or this person. I think that you will be successful, though, in overcoming whatever you've got going on or whatever you're hyper fixated on right now or obsessing over. There will be a change, an ending, a transformation in that that's going to set you free. You see, like this, let's compare these two. This is how you start, you know, bound in chains. And this is how you end. This person is free, come full circle. So there is a big transformation coming through the heart space. Because, you know, with that determination to overcome, you will always overcome. But you know what? It's funny because in the spiritual reading, I was talking about letting go, giving up. And that's, a lot of people think that the way you overcome something is you beat it to death in your mind. You know, you talk about it all the time. You're a survivor. Right? But from like a law of attraction perspective, that just keeps the problem alive. And so how do you overcome something? You let it go. You don't give it power over you. You don't give it power over your mind. You don't think about it. You don't talk about it. You move forward. And that is so much harder than it sounds. But it is more freeing than you could imagine. And it's not about wrestling something to the ground. It's about releasing it from your mind, from your heart. Releasing the worry, the struggle, the need to beat something up in your mind. My goodness, what is going on in this person's heart space? Eight of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. Wow, the Ten of Pentacles. Wow, this person is completely unaware of what you've got going on inside of you. Or they're just seeing it completely differently. Like, I feel like there's something you're trying to overcome over here, which you will once you let it go. And then this person's more of like, I'm working on my happiness. I'm in the flow. They're seeing the good in everything, or the good in this connection. They're excited to like connect, to have a firm foundation. They have 2 10s here. Or at minimal, this is what this person deeply desires in their heart. They want emotional fulfillment, something they can work on, something they can dedicate themselves to, long-term commitment, but also fun and adventure. Now, for a lot of you, this person feels that they could have that with you. For others of you, I'm just letting you know that this is what they desire. Take it as it's resonating. They don't want a battle. They don't want to fight. They don't want a struggle. You don't either. Don't think that I think that you do. But there's something that needs to change here vibrationally in the energy to allow for this goodness to come through. Now, this person could be also a source of stability for you, Sagittarius. In the spiritual reading, I was also talking about how it's nice to have others that comfort us, that bring us back to our stable place when we ourselves are not stable, right? Just don't ask somebody to be that for you all the time, because nobody can be that for you all the time. That's why it's best to learn how to do that for yourself, so you don't rely on other people to do that for you, because you'll exhaust other people by asking them constantly to be aware of and responsible for your emotions, when nobody is responsible for your emotions but yourself. And you could flip this as well. It could be that you're feeling a struggle because maybe this person is always holding you responsible for how they feel and their emotions, and saying do this and do that, and you're like, I cannot stand on my head in enough ways to please you. And that's because it's not your job. It's their job to please themselves. give our partners and our friends way too much responsibility for how we feel, and yet we don't want any of that responsibility ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not judging. I'm in this boat with you. It's called being human. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Okay, well, what's the most likely outcome then, given the energy? Oh my gosh, this is such a long reading. The Fool. Give it a chance. What should they give a chance? Okay, that's it. Give it a chance. That's the only message I'm going to get. Oh, the Three of Swords. In the reverse. It's a little bit better in the reverse. The Queen of Pentacles. Oh, but you gave it a chance in the past and it hurt, and I get that. And we can go over that and over that if you would like. Or you can start over. You can start new. You can move away from that old energy and begin anew. But it's really up to you, Sagittarius. And if nothing changes, then nothing will change. No matter how many readings you watch, no matter how much Reiki you do, no matter what. If nothing changes in the way you perceive this situation, it will not change. It can't. It would defy the laws of the universe. Your perception is your reality. So in order for things to change, you got to find a new way to look at it, or a new way to look at them. I feel like I'm being so hard on you, and I love you so much. I feel like I'm talking to myself, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like I could probably take some of this advice. But I feel like, you know, you're Sagittarius, you're tough. You're tough. You could take this. You could do this. You got this. But you can see there's an overemphasis on this message again, right? They're saying lay something to rest. Get some rest. Take a breather. Reground yourself. And allow for a change to come in. Let's see what this person is up to. Where are they headed? What's on their plate? Justice. How do you practice a new expectation of a current reality? Because the only way your current reality will change is if you're able to practice a new expectation despite the current reality. And I'll give you a tip. One quick way, one good way to do this is whenever you have time by yourself, or when you're in a good feeling space in your mind, allow your mind to drift to how you would like the scenario to play out, how you would like to be treated, how you would like, you know, things to play out. And just allow yourself to not only envision it, but feel it. Feel it in your bones. Remember what it feels like, you know, when you feel love, when you feel good, when you feel... Because everything you want in life, you want for one reason. You think it's going to make you feel better. But if I could teach you how to make yourself feel better without the condition must come. That's the ticket. So this person is, you know, they're on a different page than you. And like I said, this could be a source of stability for you, actually, if you're in a very close connection. If you're not, I just feel like this, let me say, either way, I feel like this person is in the space of wanting peace, wanting tranquility, balance. They're seeing things from another perspective. They're trying to take things one day at a time. There's a very supportive energy around the connection. This person is looking for that in other people. They're looking for maybe you to be more supportive of them, or maybe they want to be supportive of you. Take it as it resonates. And honestly, I feel like if you're open to this, Sagittarius. That could be a sense of relief or comfort for you. But again, there's many of you listening, so many different situations. I can just tell you that this person, all in all, is in a space of trying not to stress, things that they cannot control, trying to stay balanced. Their heart really just jumps for joy when they think about the connection, and or when they think about how they want their life to be, their family and their commitment. They're in a good feeling space at the moment, okay? And so because they're in a good feeling space, they seem to be a little bit more at ease and at balance than maybe you are feeling or you are being right now. And that's all right, okay? Because this is energy. Energy is a blip in time. That doesn't mean you're going to be like that 5 seconds from now, or 5 minutes from now. It's just in this moment. But I do feel you needing a breather and a release. A breather and a release, and then change will come in. Change will come in, and it's going to free you from that more tense energy. So let's see what the guidance is. Card number 54, I must focus on wanted to manifest wanted. We would never go so far as to say that the behavior of others is responsible for the way you feel, because you have the power to focus and therefore attract despite the behavior of others. If every time you see something unwanted, you realize that in that same moment, your awareness of something you do want is keener, and then you turn your attention in the direction of the wanted, everything in your experience will continue to improve. I cannot think of a better card for this reading. My goodness. Okay, wow, we're going to leave it there for now. Don't forget you can swap the message, but take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Zodiac signs you may be connecting with or having your own chart. I have Virgo, could be another Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, Aries again. Those are the primary signs, and I had Aquarius in the spiritual reading. Those are the primary signs I'm seeing, but take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff, as I do have videos and content over there. Tarot Time with Dana is the name of all my accounts, all of it linked in the description box below, as well as in the About section. Otherwise, I'm wishing you the very, very best. And until next time, my friends, namaste.